Episode 45, Talking Patriots versus the Panthers, preseason game 3. It's going to be a good one. Stay tuned.
Welcome to The Sports Perspective, an American football fancast about the New England Patriots and also news from around the league. Here is your host, Roy.
Welcome, everybody. Welcome to another episode of The Sports Perspective. And on this show, I'm going to give my thoughts on Eric Decker retiring. He actually retired. Wow. Didn't see that coming. And we're going to talk the Patriots versus the Panthers and some Patriots position battles. So let's get into this goodness. Now, there have been reports already that Shaq Mason, right guard, has agreed to a 5-year contract extension with the Patriots. That's cool. He's a good guard. We're gonna sign everyone we can that's good on the offensive line to protect Brady. He's 41 years old. So if we have a good player on that line, sign him up. Get him locked down. And this contract is a $50 million contract, and $23.5 million is guaranteed. Good for him. He's a good player. He's a solid player. I don't think he's an all-pro or necessarily an all-star, blah, 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 but he's a good, solid player, and he's good for the Patriots, and he's good for Tom Brady, and that's what really matters. Now, if we could just get a receiver to add to our receiver core, we'd be golden, but I digress. Anyway, now, Tom Brady. Did you hear he got his feelings hurt again on Monday? Yeah. Jesus. Drama never stops with Brady. I don't know. He hangs around his wife too much, I think. I didn't say that. But anyway, he was on an ESPN radio show, and his buddy Alex Guerrero came up. And we all know how Brady feels about Guerrero. He doesn't want to talk about the past, talk about Guerrero. Doesn't want to discuss it at all, apparently. So he politely, I guess, if that's possible, hung up the phone, said goodbye, click, dial tone. Yeah. The funny thing is, Brady, if you can hear this, just answer the questions and be done with it. Just do it. Answer the questions, move on with life. Pretty simple. I don't think life's that hard, but he's making it hard for himself. But anyway, good luck with that one. And on the injury front, Sony Michel has been seen at practice. I guess he was on the field Monday, which is a very good sign. We need to get him out here. Just another weapon for the Patriots if we can get him out there playing. And it's the first time he was on the field since August 1st. It's almost a month. Will he play Thursday night? Maybe, maybe not, but we'll see. Also, Marcus Cannon returned to practice, which is a big deal. These two players coming back is a good sign, especially with our depleted offensive wide receivers and linemen and blah, 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 blah. Got some good news anyway. Good news for the Patriots. Get these guys up to speed. Hopefully, I know Cannon will be ready for opening day, or for the first game of the season, but I don't know about Michel. He's a rookie, and we all know how rookies go. You know, you need reps. Hopefully he was studying the playbook. We'll see what happens with him. You got to get reps. That is very important. So I don't know how much help he'll be for at least the first few games. But I'm hopeful because I'm dying to see this kid play. I saw him play at Georgia. Man, he was dynamic. He was really dynamic. I think he could be something very special here. But we shall see if his knee can hold up. And someone's knee who won't hold up anymore is Eric Decker because he retired. We reported the other day that he decided to hang up the boots, or cleats rather. He said when he wasn't out there with the Fierce unit during the Carolina game, that I gave him an indication it was kind of on the bubble. Which, yeah, well, when you can't catch the football, you're going to be on the bubble if you're lucky. And boy, I'm not an Eric Decker guy, but I kind of felt bad for him at the end because he had potential. I admit he was a good player. but he just couldn't hold the football. And part of me was like, well, is he having a hard time picking up the system? And I know he played for McDaniels in Denver, but you got to figure the system has changed at least somewhat, has evolved. So the Patriots now have one less receiver. Man, I actually thought he would make the team regardless of how he played, because they need depth at receiver. If for no other reason, he's a big receiver. You know, he struggled catching the football, yep, without a doubt. But maybe you can get him down on the goal line, and he could get lucky, make a touchdown catch. Excuse me. You know, and believe me, I am not a Decker guy. I'm not a Decker guy at all. Never been a big fan of his. But I thought for sure he would make the team. If for nothing else, like I said, he's a big receiver. Lob a ball up to him in the end zone. You know, worst case scenario, he doesn't catch it. Maybe he gets a pass interference call, but we'll never know now. We will never know. So good luck to Eric Decker. Good luck in your career after football. You know, at least he's healthy, I'm assuming. So that's one good thing he got going for him. He got out before he got a severe injury, it appears. So good luck to him. And now, what you've all been waiting for, the Patriots versus the Panthers. Now, we all know the Panthers won 25-14, and that's not here nor there. It's a preseason game. But I will say, the game wasn't that close. The Patriots had some good moments. It was nice to see the Patriots versus a better team. A team that should be pretty good. And if their quarterback can be consistent and increase his passer rating, could be very good. But one thing I noticed was that our defense didn't get the pass rush they did the first two games. And I don't know if it was because they did scheme in this game. You know, sometimes when you have, and I'm not making excuses, believe me, I am not making excuses. But when you have a quarterback that can scramble, you more or less try to contain the pocket a little better. You don't just come crashing in and trying to kill the quarterback. You gotta be very systematic about it, very careful. Because if you come crashing in and you go too far inside, loop, he goes right around you. Now he's outside. He can run, can pass, and that's not good for your defense. So I don't know. It is what it is. And don't forget, the final preseason game is Thursday, August 30th, and we're playing the Giants, the annual Giants game. We should come up with a trophy or something, like you do in college football, when you have that game between two rivals, and they play every year, and you play for, you know, was it Michigan and Minnesota have the bucket or something like that, and other teams have something about that kind of trophy or whatever. That'd be kind of cool. Do a preseason little thing like that. Though I'm sure Belichick would be like, no. Belichick's all business all the time. But the game's on at 7 o'clock Thursday night in Massachusetts. It's on locally on Channel 4. But if you're not around this area, check your local listings. Maybe you can watch it. Maybe you can get it online. I doubt it, but who knows. All right. Now, back to the Patriots Panthers. Like I said earlier, the pass rush. And there wasn't much of one, as the first two games. There were moments. You know, early in the first quarter, Denny Shelton made a nice tackle coming crashing off a block and down the line. And he's been playing pretty well, actually. He's been pretty physical. Been stacking up the front. So I'm liking the way he's playing so far. And I think he's a free agent next year, so maybe we're going to get some big things out of him this year. I don't know. Would be nice for a player coming into free agency, if that's the case. Could be a sleeper player, maybe. And Lawrence Guy, defensive tackle, who's been a pretty steady backup for the Patriots. He saved that touchdown by stopping the runner short. He looked like the runner was definitely going to score. Looked like he had a hole. Looked like there was nobody in between him and the goal line. And he just came down the line, just grabbed him and threw him down. And the play reminded me of the great Willie McGinnis when we were playing the Colts. And Big Willie came down the line and just stuffed him on fourth down. That was a great, great play. But anyway, as a whole, our run defense wasn't all that hot. You know, McCaffrey, he had way too much running room. And one thing I noticed on defense is McCaffrey he just ran around like a kid in a candy store. And because of that, there was quite a bit of arm tackling. It was like the players were like out of position, so they were kind of reaching because he just zooked me, so now I gotta reach over and try to grab him. Yeah, lazy tackling. You gotta move your feet. If you get juked out, juke back in. You can't arm tackle in this league. It's so hard to do. And I'm sure you know, Belichick laid into them for doing that. I guarantee you. Arm tackling is a no-no. I don't care what level you play football. Arm tackling, you don't do it. But that being said, I'm sure McCaffrey had something to do with it because he's a shifty little runner and he's really fun to watch. And I'll say as far as the defense in the first half, also, Claiborne and Van Noy, they both played pretty well. So, you know, there was some decent spots for the Patriots on defense in the first half. But as far as the offense went in the first half, Hill and, dare I say it, Gillislee ran okay. What's up with that? Hill I expected, but Gillislee? Really? And Trent Brown had an up-and-down night. Made some good plays. Then made some goofy plays. And then missed some blocks. So he needs some work, but he's a big boy. I still like him. He's a big, big boy. But I think it's safe to say that Edelman's knee looks really good. He looks like he's ready to go. Unfortunately, he's going to be out for 4 games, but that's neither here nor there. He looked good. And in the second quarter, the players looked more loose on defense. And Juwan Bentley, Jerron Harmon, they stepped it up a little bit on defense in the second quarter. Especially Bentley. This kid, man, I don't know how good he's going to be, but he's definitely making this team. Unless something crazy happens and he is traded or something goofy really happens, he is making this team. And Philip Dorsett, did he not look like a Patriots receiver? Brady had trust in him. Brady kept throwing to him. He kept catching the ball. Oh, look at this. A receiver who catches the ball. Decker. Yes. Philip Dorsett. Maybe he's catching on now. That'd be nice because when we traded for him, I like Dorsett. So maybe they'll start using him more. God willing. He was getting open. Brady kept throwing to him. Look like Brady kept getting more and more confident in him. And we all know you have to have Brady's confidence, or else you're screwed. Now, when the half ended, it was 9-3 Carolina. Blah, blah, blah. Who cares? Then the second half was when all hell broke loose as far as backups. Hoyer came in at quarterback. And does anyone actually believe he should be Brady's backup? Yeah. At this point, if Brady goes down, you might as well cash in the season right now because Hoyer's going to do nothing for you. Anything we win if Brady ever goes down is going to be because of our defense and our running game because Hoyer's not going to be much help at all. Not at all. I don't see Hoyer being a serviceable backup quarterback for the Patriots. I think they definitely need another quarterback. Definitely. Either trade or sign somebody. Maybe I'm wrong. And Brady could, if Brady went down, Hoyer could pick it up, but he's a career backup. And I don't know if he's capable of playing if Brady goes down. Now, I'm sure you're saying, well, yeah, you say that about any quarterback or any team that's a backup. Yeah, you're probably right. But, man, he scares me. Did not look good at all. Oh, and did you see Belichick? When a couple of the players on defense actually made a play, a couple of rookies, they celebrated making a tackle, I think. And Belichick had him on the sideline, just like laying into him. When the camera came back, when the game came back on, they zoomed in on it, and Belichick was all over him. It was pretty funny. I found that enjoyable. Excuse me. That was pretty awesome. Just because you make a tackle, you celebrate on the field. Yeah, that won't be happening again. You don't do that with Belichick's teams. You get excited about making a play. That's great, but act like you've been there. Gotta act like you've been there. Now, rookie cornerback J.C. Jackson, he looked pretty decent breaking up a pass play, which, our rookie cornerbacks played pretty decently the other night, which is not good news with Jason McCourty, I should say. But they put Jason at safety. So does that mean they're trying to find a spot for him, or trying to find out if he can do more than one thing to try and keep him on the team because he's on the bubble? Or have they decided, well, we want to keep him, but he's going to be able to do more? Because they had him playing safety, so that was interesting. So I think he's definitely on the bubble. I really do. There's a possibility he doesn't make this team. I mean, Keon Crossan had a big rebound. He played pretty well in the second half. He was bringing up passes, hitting people. Looked pretty good. For a 7th round draft pick, he looked pretty good. Could it come down to him and Jason McCourty on who makes the team at cornerback, maybe? This game had some good moments, but preseason, it's more about seeing the players play, seeing who can actually make the roster, keeping guys healthy, which is huge. And Jeremy Hill did suffer an ankle injury, but he said after the game he was fine. And so far there have been no issues about the injury, and the Patriots don't release anything, so don't expect to hear anything anytime soon. But remember, Thursday night, August 30th, Patriots-Giants in the Meadowlands, 7 p.m., locally in Massachusetts on Channel 4. Now, let's talk about some position battles real quick. Now, wide receiver is getting very interesting. Now, unless something really crazy and kooky happens, Edelman, Hogan, Patterson, and Dorsett are making this team. Decker just retired. Slater, he's going to make the team. He's a special teams captain. He's going to be there. That's 5 guys right there. And if they carry 6, right now that leaves Devin Lucien, Riley McCarron, and Braxton Berrios, who I love personally, but he can't get on the field. And if he can't get on the field, you're no good to anybody. I was really big on Berrios coming into camp, but you got to stay healthy. So I got to figure 1 or 2 of these guys could end up on the practice squad if they clear waivers. So, Devlin, Lucien, and Riley McCarron. I think it might come down to one of these 2 kids, unless a trade is made or we sign somebody else. And Devlin Lucien looked good in the first game. Haven't seen much since. Riley McCarron has been playing a lot more, I think. So I'm thinking McCarron's got the inside scoop on getting this last position. And this is assuming there's no trade or some free agent doesn't pop up that the Patriots really like. So we will see with that. And let's talk tight ends. And you're thinking, well, we got Gronk, who cares? Yeah, but the Patriots like tight ends. I like to do multiple sets, to have the tight ends do different things. Now, Gronkowski and Hollister, I believe, make this team. And that leaves Will Tye and rookie Ryan Izzo and Dwayne Allen for the final spot. And that's if they're carrying 3 tight ends, which they probably will. Will Tye, to me, is the dark horse here. For stability and for knowing what you got, Allen makes the team. But is he getting too much money? Money could be an issue for him. And Hollister, he's definitely making the team. But if somehow if we had that Hollister got cut, I think Izzo makes the team then. I don't see Allen and Will Tye making this team together. I think Izzo and or Hollister, both those guys, one of those guys makes this team, and I believe it's Hollister. But my pick is Gronkowski, Hollister, Allen. If they figure out the money, if he takes a pay cut, or if they can figure that out, and if not, I'm going to say Izzo. But I think it's going to be Allen, Hollister, and Gronkowski. And if Izzo clears waivers, he's on the practice squad. That's just my perspective. All right, guys, one more preseason game. Can you believe it? And then it's time for the real season to start, when everything starts to count. So get ready, guys. A little over a week and a half away, and it's football. Well, everybody, that is the show for today. If you're listening on Spreaker, like and subscribe. Apple Podcast, subscribe, rate, and review. And just so you know, also, I am on Spotify. So you can listen to the show on Spotify and on YouTube under Roy Brady. So there's many ways you guys can check out the show, so check it out. If you have any questions, comments, or want to give your perspective, I want to hear from you. You can reach me on Facebook at Roy Brady. Email sportsperspective17@gmail.com. Twitter, Roy Brady Jr. Till next week, everybody, have a great one.